Greetings from Indian Journal of Anesthesia. I am Dr. Kiran Mahendru, and today I'll present an article published in the March issue of IJA. It is an original article on the effect of different volumes of bupivacaine 0.25% caudal blocks on cardiac index measured by electrical cardiometry in children undergoing elective lower abdominal surgeries. It is a randomized controlled trial. Now, caudal block is commonly performed as a regional block in pediatric anesthesia. It is safe and provide adequate periop analgesia for infraumbilical and lower limb surgeries. The cardiovascular effects of neuraxial blocks are less pronounced in pediatric patients than in adults because the lower SVR in children allows for greater vasodilation without significant drop in the blood pressure. Also, children typically have a higher baseline heart rate and a relatively higher cardiac output, enabling them to maintain a stable blood pressure despite the changes in the vascular tone which are induced by a neuraxial block. Now, the caudal block is given with a wide range of doses using the Armitage regimen, where the dose range from 0.5 ml per kg up to 1.25 ml per kg as per the desired dermatomal level. And electrical cardiometry, it estimates the cardiac output by using skin electrodes to measure the changes in the thoracic electrical bioimpedance during the cardiac cycle. It is a new non-invasive tool for assessing the cardiac output with reasonable accuracy in both adult and pediatric anesthesia. The primary objective of the study was to estimate the effect of caudal block using different volumes of plain bupivacaine 0.25% on the cardiac index 10 minutes after the caudal block as assessed by electrical cardiometer. The secondary objectives were intraoperative changes in the heart rate, mean arterial pressure, and any incidence of complication due to the caudal block. The hypothesis of the current study was that caudal block using different volumes of plain bupivacaine 0.25% would decrease the cardiac index in children undergoing lower abdominal surgeries. The study was ethically approved. The trial is registered with clinicaltrials.gov registry system. It is a randomized controlled trial conducted between November 2021 to June 2022. It included children aged 1 to 8 years with ASA physical status of 1 and 2 undergoing elective lower abdominal surgeries. The patients with coagulation disorders, that is a platelet count of less than 50,000 or an INR of more than 1.5, suspected or proven allergy to local anesthetics, rash or signs of infection at the injection site, BMI of more than 95th percentile for the age, patients whose parents refused to participate in the study, and those undergoing laparoscopic surgeries were excluded from the study. Randomization was done using computer generated sequence. Sequentially numbered opaque envelopes were used to allocate patients into three study groups. One group was the 0.8 group, which received GA and a caudal block with 0.8 ml per kg of bupivacaine 0.25%. 1.2 group, which received GA and caudal block with 1.2 ml per kg of bupivacaine 0.25%. And the control group, which received GA with local infiltration of the wound or a tap block at the end of the procedure. Now, the concealed envelopes were opened after induction of anesthesia by a senior anesthesia resident who was not involved in the data collection but had performed more than 50 caudal blocks. The same anesthetist was responsible for preparing and conducting the caudal block for the caudal groups as instructed. For the monitoring, ECG, NIBP, and pulse ox were used. An electric cardiometry device was applied to the child using 4 electrodes at the 4 sides, that is, the forehead, the left side of the neck, left mid axillary line at the level of xiphoid process, and the left thigh. Now, the patient's gender, height, and weight were then entered to the device. and the device was set to estimate the measured parameters at a 20 beat moving average recorded every 10 seconds. The baseline parameters which were noted were the cardiac index, stroke index, and the SVR. They were recorded by averaging three sets of data which were taken over 30 seconds by an anesthesia resident who was not included in the anesthesia management of that patient. If the child was not cooperative, then inhalational induction of anesthesia was used with the titration of sevoflurane in oxygen air mixture until the child was sedated, and then the baseline EC parameters were recorded. Now, after the securing an IV line, all the children were anesthetized using IV propofol, fentanyl, and atracurium, and the maintenance was done using isoflurane and IV atracurium top-ups. All children received a loading dose of 10 ml per kg of lactated Ringer solution over 10 minutes after induction of anesthesia, and then the fluids were maintained at 4 ml per kg per hour rate. For the caudal groups, the patients were positioned on the right side. A 22 gauge needle was inserted into the caudal epidural space using antiseptic preparation of the skin. Plain bupivacaine 0.25% was used either in a dose of 0.8 ml per kg or 1.2 ml per kg as per the group allocation, without exceeding a maximum of 2.5 mg per kg of the dose. It was slowly injected into the caudal space. Now, after repositioning the child into supine position, a 10-minute steady state period was allowed without any surgical stimulation, during which multiple sets of measurements were obtained every 2 minutes, and the surgery was started after this 10 minutes period. Now, the caudal success was defined as a heart rate and or MAP increase of no more than 20% from baseline parameters at the time of surgical incision without the need of any additional analgesics or anesthetics. Patients with caudal failure were excluded from the study. After the start of surgery, the cardiometry measurements were obtained at 15, 20, and 30 minutes after the induction of anesthesia. The control group also had their measurements taken after the induction of anesthesia at the same time points as the corresponding caudal groups. The primary outcome of the study was the percentage of change of cardiac index from the baseline measurement, which was CI0, after 10 minutes of successful caudal block, which was CI10 value, and it was calculated as CI10 minus CI0 divided by CI0 into 100. The secondary outcomes were the EC absolute values, which included cardiac index, the stroke index, and SVR measured every 2 minutes for the initial 10 minutes period after induction of anesthesia, then at 15, 20, and 30 minutes. The heart rate and MAP were also measured at the same time points as the other EC values. The incidence of any side effects and complications were noted, which included caudal block failure, any bradycardia with heart rate less than 60 per minute, hypotension with a MAP value of less than 20% of the baseline, and local anesthetic systemic toxicity. For the sample size calculation, a pilot study on 10 patients was conducted, and assuming no change in cardiac index in the control group and using a common standard deviation of 12% in the change of mean cardiac index 10 minutes after a successful caudal block in the local anesthetic group, the authors calculated 84 patients to be required with a study power of 95% and an alpha error of 0.05%. The sample size was increased to 96 patients, 32 in each group, to compensate for any possible dropouts. SPSS version 25 was used for the statistical analysis. Now the results. Total of 96 patients were randomized in this clinical trial. 2 patients were excluded from the 0.8 group due to the block failure, and total 94 patients were available for final analysis. This is the table on patient demographic and baseline characteristics, which included the age, weight, height, gender, the type of surgery, fasting hours, duration of operation, baseline heart rate map, cardiac index, stroke index, and SVRI of the patients. Now, coming to the cardiac index, the mean percentage of change in cardiac index from the baseline 10 minutes after caudal block was significantly lower in zero point 0.8 and 1.2 groups compared to the control group. That is, there was a significant reduction in the cardiac index when the local anesthetic groups were compared with the control group. The significant decrease in cardiac index from the baseline measurement, it continued for 30 minutes after the induction of anesthesia when it was compared with the control group. Now, as you can see, the absolute values of cardiac index, they showed a significant drop over all the time points in the 0.8 and 1.2 group when they were compared with the initial baseline readings. So there was a constant significant drop in the absolute values of cardiac index over time in this study. And the cardiac index values of 1.2 group were significantly lower as compared to the control group at this 15 minutes after the caudal block, as can be seen here. At 15 minutes, there was a significant drop of cardiac index values in the 1.2 group compared to the control group. Now, SVR was comparable between the three groups except at 30 minutes after caudal block when it was significantly higher in 0.8 and 1.2 groups compared to the control group. So SVR was higher at 30 minutes when compared to the control group. The heart rate of 0.8 and 1.2 groups were significantly lower to the baseline at most of the time points. And the map significantly decreased after the 8-minute interval. After 8 minutes, the map decreased and persisted for up to 30 minutes of the caudal block in 0.8 and 1.2 groups compared to the baseline readings. Two of the patients had failed caudal block and both were reported in the 0.8 group. And the intraoperative bradycardia was comparable between the three groups. 1.2 group had significantly more intraoperative episodes of hypotension as compared to 0.8 group and the control group. So coming to the discussion, there was significant reduction in the cardiac index 10 minutes after caudal block as compared to the baseline measurements in the local anesthetic group, that is both 0.8 and 1.2 group as compared to the control group. And the reduction was more pronounced with increasing volumes of caudal block, indicating a dose-dependent effect on the cardiac output. The absolute values of the cardiac index decreased significantly within a few minutes after caudal block and persisted up to 30 minutes. And all measured cardiac index values remained within the predicted clinical range for the cardiometry. So though there was a significant decrease of cardiac index which persisted for up to 30 minutes of the caudal block, but all the measured values were within the predicted clinical range of that particular index. Now, decrease in cardiac output following a caudal block is because of the reduction in the SVR due to the vasodilatory effects of local anesthetic, causing a decrease in venous return and thus a reduction in the cardiac output. But this mechanism cannot fully explain the reduction in cardiac index because the authors reported that there was no significant change of stroke index and there was an increase in SVR to compensate for drop in the cardiac output in their study. So the result of decreased cardiac output is because of complex interactions of the venous return, cardiac contractility, and autonomic regulation. Therefore, the authors propose that main mechanism for decreased cardiac index was impairment of autonomic regulation, which resulted in decrease of the heart rate and to lesser extent the cardiac contractility. Now, the gold standard method for measuring the cardiac output is the thermodilution technique, which is difficult in pediatric patients. Now, electrical cardiometry has emerged as a new non-invasive tool to assess the cardiac output, and it has fair accuracy and precision in adult and pediatric anesthesia. It is a viable alternative for a real-time cardiac output monitoring in clinical practice. In one of the studies, the author quoted that adding adrenaline to caudal block in children has previously shown to increase the stroke volume and cardiac output using esophageal Doppler when it was compared to plain local anesthetics. And this confirmed that the inotropic effects are directly mediated by the beta receptor effects of the systematically absorbed adrenaline. Now, what caused the increase in the SVR? The vasodilation of the relatively small vessels of the lower limb after caudal was counteracted by compensatory reflex vasoconstriction of the upper limb vessels, which could explain the paradoxical increase in the measured total SVR after caudal. Moreover, SVR is inversely proportional to the cardiac output. Therefore, an increase in SVR may be interpreted as a compensatory mechanism because of the decrease of the cardiac output. Now, the increased incidence of hypotension in this study could be explained by the significant vasodilation, which may contribute to a reduction in BP caused by a higher volume of caudal anesthesia. Now, this study compared the effects of increasing volume of caudal block on cardiac output as measured by electrical cardiometry to the control group to eliminate the GA's possible effect on the hemodynamics. The limitations are it is a single center study, no central line was inserted for ethical reasons, and the CVP was assumed to be zero. The measurements were taken for only 30 minutes after the caudal block, and the authors attempted to mitigate the potential effects of surgical stress on the measured parameters. So, to conclude, the cardiac index progressively decreased with the increase in volume of caudal block with plain bupivacaine used at 0.25% concentration compared to the baseline. However, this decrease is not clinically significant, suggesting that cardiac index remained within an acceptable range after the caudal block. Nevertheless, the authors suggest that caution is warranted due to increased incidence of hypotension with increasing volumes of plain local anesthetics in the caudal block. Thank you.